Okay, so the tripod thing did not work out. I couldn't get an angle that I liked. And so I guess this is as good as anything else. Maybe I'll fiddle with it some more some other time and see if I can figure it out. But for now, this is good. Doing an intro video for the first time in a long time. And I fully expect most people to back out a very short period into the video, and I am not going to be offended by that. I probably would too if I were you. So here goes nothing. My name is Tiffany, but I go by Sena online, or Sena for short, and I've been going by Sena so much and so often that half the time that's how I think of myself in my head. Too, I don't even think of myself as Tiffany, even though that's my actual name. I have a big family, a big loving family, and I'm lucky in that way. I only have a couple of friends now, which is less lucky. I have 2 cats, Pluto and Juna, and 4 budgies, 2 males, Winter and Shield, and 2 females, Emmett and Rosie. And they're being remarkably quiet right now, so we can only hope that continues. I also have a tarantula named Itzy, who is my little spider baby. And I have an aquarium with a bunch of tropical fish. I like animals, and they like me, and they don't judge me. So I keep them around. I have a lot of health conditions, asthma and allergies, fibromyalgia, arthritis in my hands and knees, PCOS, scoliosis in my spine, endometriosis, and also I am bipolar, depressive bipolar, and highly suspect that I have some form of ADD or ADHD, which I'm going to talk to my doctor about next time I'm in. And all of that is part of the reason why I don't have friends. People can't. I'm a lot, and people can't handle it. Anyway, I have 5 tattoos so far. The most prominent one is the velociraptor on my hand / wrist / forearm. And I also have the Stucky shield on my arm here, and on my shoulder blade I have the Witcher emblem. And then I have my wrist tattoos. This one says breathe, and this one says not today and has a semicolon. And I've already gone against that one. So I have to just keep moving forward at this point. I really like arts and crafts. I like painting things, but not doing actual paintings. I like painting figurines and models and physical items, not just doing a painting on canvas. I also like sculpting with clay, and I'm not really too picky about what kind of clay I use, but I do tend towards Super Sculpey for the most part, or sometimes just dollar store air dry clay, depending on what I'm using it for. I recently got into candle making and have made a grand total of 3 candles so far, and managed to fuck up the molds that I used for 2 of them, so I had to replace them. I cut the wick holes too big and they leaked all over the place when I was pouring the wax in, which sucks, but whatever. I make my own jewelry, beaded jewelry, necklaces, bracelets, earrings, phone charms, basically you name it, I make it. I really enjoy making buttons. I have 4 button making machines, and all of the accessories and parts to go with them, but the website that I was using to design my buttons and print my buttons went down a couple of months back and hasn't come back up, and I suck at Photoshop. So I have no way of designing or printing buttons right now to use my button makers. They're just collecting dust, which sucks. What else? I'm saying a lot. I have a lot of different collections. I live in clutter, not... It's organized and it's clean. It's just a lot of stuff. I collect dolls, jointed and ball jointed dolls specifically. This one was my first doll. Her name is Morgana, and she is half spider, as you can see. I have a wig and eyes for her, but I haven't put them on her yet because I still have to paint her. She's going to be painted like a gold and purple jumping spider. She was a gift from Poe a few months back, and that's what got me started on the dolls again. And I had 2 dolls years ago and I had to sell them because I got into a financial situation, and I never thought I'd get back into dolls again, and here I am now. I have 16 dolls now, currently, with 2 more on the way here as we speak. And I have no idea where I'm going to put the 2 new ones, but I will figure it out. So that's Morgana. And then my newest doll is Suika, and she's just a human doll. She's the human version of one of my mascots for my studio that I sell my jewelry under, Esprit Studios. I have an Etsy store that has a few things in it right now, but I'm going to start posting more things hopefully soon, and try and make a little bit of money that way. I was hoping to get a table at Anime North this year at Artist Alley and sell jewelry and keychains and buttons, but I didn't get a table, so all that stuff has to go up on my Etsy because there's no point in just it sitting around collecting dust. Anyway, I also collect cabbage dogs, which, if you don't know what a cabbage dog is, this is a cabbage dog. It's literally just a dog made out of cabbage. And I have a whole collection of them. This was also given to me by Poe. They've given me a lot of my favorite things over the last couple of years. And sometimes it's hard to look around and see these things. but they also remind me of good times. So I'm glad to have them around. I collect Toothlesses from How to Train Your Dragon and have for years, and I have probably over 100 Toothlesses. I have two that are my favorite ones. This one, because I got tricked into buying a bootleg Toothless, and this is what I got. It was not what I thought I was going to get, and at first I hated him. I thought he was hideous, but now I think he's such a little gremlin. He's actually adorable. And so he's my favorite, one of my favorite Toothlesses. And the other one is my Wiggly Toothless. It's like a fidget toy that Poe got me for Birthmas this year. I have small collections of other things, but not anything that rivals those three. So I guess I'll just skip the rest of them. I used to read a lot, but I don't have the attention span for it anymore. My thoughts are all over the place, and it's very confusing. I keep buying the books that I want to read, and then they just sit there. And it's frustrating because I know there's content in there that is really entertaining and good and worthwhile, and I would love to be able to get into it, but I just can't sit and read anymore. I don't have the concentration for it. But my favorite books, by far, are the Valdemar books by Mercedes Lackey and Larry Dixon. Anything that takes place in the world of Velgarth, and I am in. I also really enjoy Dean Koontz, which I know everyone is like, oh, he's a poor man's Stephen King, but, you know, screw you guys, I like him. I don't actually like Stephen King all that much. Also, Jack Ketchum has written some good stuff, and Michael Crichton, and Poe, of course, has written some good books, and a lot of good poetry. I highly recommend them. I do a lot of watching movies, because I always have to have something in the background, a movie or a TV show or something as background noise while I'm working on stuff. I can't work in silence. And lately, I've been watching a ton of B-grade movies, because there's something that I can occupy my mind with without having to think. And that's really helpful lately. But my favorite kinds of movies are horror movies and monster movies. And, of course, B-grade monster movies. I'll watch pretty much anything, but I'm really, really not into romance, and generally not into comedy, but there are a few exceptions to that rule. What TV shows do I like? I loved Supernatural, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Teen Wolf. I just watched the first season of From, and I would kill to get my hands on the next season, but I can't seem to find it yet. The Haunting of Hill House was really good, and so was, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called, with the werewolf and the vampire and the monster girl. Hemlock Grove. And there's lots of other ones as well. But I also like crime TV shows. I liked CSI and Dexter. I loved Criminal Minds. And I literally grew up as a child watching The X-Files. So that probably gives you a bit of, my tastes in music are eclectic. I will literally listen to anything as long as it's not rap. I don't do rap. But anything else is fine. And I have playlists that are just one or two songs from various artists in different genres and different categories, and they run the gambit. Also, I forgot about The Witcher. I am a huge fan of The Witcher TV series, Netflix series, whatever. So that goes up on there too. Anyway, back to music. Basically, I'll listen to anything, just don't throw rap at me and we're cool. I like to write. I've written a lot of fan fiction in my time, mostly for Harold of Valdemar, Hijack, and The Witcher. And then I think the latest one that I posted was a Teen Wolf one, but it was my first and so far only delving into Teen Wolf. I write original stuff too, but I have trouble because my mind is always racing so far ahead and jumping from topic to topic, and it's 10 books and 100,000 characters ahead of where I'm supposed to be writing, and I can't seem to stop just adding to my worlds long enough to write the books that I'm supposed to be writing. And I work on 6 or 7 things at a time, and then nothing actually gets done because I'm working on so many things at a time. And that's part of the reason why I think I might have ADD or ADHD, because my brain just won't calm the fuck down. I don't know. It's frustrating. And apparently not just to me. This movie came in. I ordered it and it came in yesterday. Yesterday or the day before? Anyway. So I think I'm going to watch this tonight and we'll see how it goes. It's about zombie cheerleaders and I'm always up for a zombie movie. So it could turn out to be one of my favorites. I think my overall favorite movie is probably The Cabin in the Woods, and then followed very closely by Primal. But I'm always on the lookout for new movies and new books and new TV shows and new music and just things to keep me occupied and entertained and keep my mind busy, as if it's not already busy enough. And I guess that's about it. So now you know more about the person who cries into her camera every couple of days. And I don't know what else to say, so I'm just going to turn this off now.